Hi Libra, I hope you guys are doing well today. Welcome to your full moon in you forecast. So let's just get right into stuff. We're just going to talk about the astrology and pull cards. So the full moon is happening on Sunday the 28th when the sun in Aries forms in opposition to your moon. So this is a time of culmination, and the promise of fulfillment is something that started at that new moon energy. Lots of heightened emotions, lots of romance, relationship drama, epiphanies, but it's also an energy of growth, which I really like. Now the Aries Libra polarity, you know, that axis is the relationship axis, right? Aries represents self. It's the first house of self, and you guys represent other, seventh house of partnerships. So where Aries is about self-assertion, Libra is about compromise. So it's not only personal relationships, guys. This could also be business relationships. Anyone who you have a very deep soul shared purpose with. So with the moon in your sign, we're all especially aware, first of all, in this energy of the need for relationships and everything that comes with maintaining them, from the need to compromise, the need to negotiate, the need to have balance, grace, building blocks. Somebody else got that. I feel like Gemini maybe got that. And what's necessary for a relationship, right? It's all about that, right? It's very important, especially to like Libra energies, very diplomatic, very equality focused. You guys are very fair-minded. But Aries is more like values authenticity over tact and is very energized by independent efforts. So, and it's very kind of like, come on, let's go. This is how I think it should be kind of thing. So the full moon is sort of going to highlight this conflict. Now for you, it's happening between this first house and the seventh house energy, because Venus is in the seventh for you. And we're going to talk about that. But to have the full moon in your first house of self, there are going to be a lot of things that you're going to be realizing. Okay, very nice. We get tribe. That you're going to be realizing about what it is that you want in relationship and connection. Who are your people? Who are not your people? What do you align with? It really is about that. Now, relationship epiphanies, again, can definitely happen, particularly because the full moon is going to be illuminating something and it's working on. Now, Venus is very positively aspected here in your seventh house. Seventh house is the house of marriage, but also of partnerships, as I just indicated. So we're likely, though, here, those Libra energies, I'm saying where, meaning you guys, I'm not Libra, you're likely to experience revelations about your independence, the need for others, partnerships. Venus will align with the sun, and Venus rules the Libra moon here, so making this dynamic particularly useful for resolving conflict. Saturn is also trining the North Node. Mars is conjunct the North Node. Saturn harmonizes with the sun and the moon here. Very helpful energies having to do with any sort of superiors in your life, older people, people who are just more experienced, therapists, lawyers, anything like that, definitely benefit as a result of this for sure, which is really good. So there's going to be a choice to structure, limit, or simplify your life in a significant way that leads to a major improvement in your life. So you're going to be very aware if something's just not driving with you anymore, either it's got to be fixed or it's got to be released. And truly, I mean, you guys are going to be feeling this. The phase of the moon occurs at 8 degrees and 18 minutes of you guys, of Libra. So if you know what degrees you are, it's affecting anyone, though, with personal planets and points from 4 to 12 degrees, I'm saying, in the cardinal sign. So cardinal are Aries, Cancer, you, and Capricorn. So if you know your other placements, you might want to check those out as well. Wow, okay. We have two very powerful major arcana straight out of the gate. I will work those in. We have the World and the Chariot. We have the Moon, another major arcana. We have the Queen of Pentacles. Okay. We have the Three of Pentacles. The Hermit, another major arcana. Nine of Pentacles. Five of Cups in reverse. Page of Pentacles and the Star, another major arcana. We have a lot of major arcanas here. Okay. So getting into this. Three of Pentacles, building energy, collaborating. I always call this the architect card. This is kind of like coming in and you're creating the blueprint for what it is that you want, need, and desire, right? This has to do with, this is like a very rewarding energy because you're coming in and you're figuring things out, and it's allowing the beautiful parts of you to shine. And I know that sounds silly, but really allowing the deepest sense of self, the most positive parts of yourself to really rise to the surface. And that's exactly what you need right now. Just being very positive, trying to be as positive as you can. And this is the energy coming into this. So you being very willing to collaborate with somebody. You being very willing to be in an intimate partnership, be in that business partnership, come on, let's work at this together. Very, very willing. Now we have the World energy, and we have this working with the Chariot. The World is very positive energy because it's Saturn. In numerology, the link to this is the Empress, which is all about growth. So there's completion here. Some sort of lesson has been learned. And I want to say the lesson has been learned regarding yourself in relationship and how it is that you feel. Now, you're all different. You're all in different ages and different stages, and not all Libras are the same. But I do know that all Libras are going to be feeling this, regardless of where you're at. So some of you may be realizing many things about yourself that you want to actually change. Others of you are realizing things about a particular partner that you realize you don't want to be associated with anymore. You just don't think like it's for you. Now we have the Chariot energy here. So the Chariot is always about leaving toxicity and going towards something that resonates with us more as like a metaphorical home space. And it's very swift progress and change. And it's being very determined, and it's away from toxicity towards, again, that metaphorical home. So we have to really look. We're going to pull a card to clarify this straight out of the gate, because there's something that's expedited here. So if we pull a positive card, positivity, right? We're going to go towards the positive in a quick way. If we pull a negative energy, then the relationship is likely ending, or the business partnership is likely ending because it's not ultimately good for you. So you guys are seeing me pull here. So beautiful. We have the Temperance energy. So we're at least going to have conversation. At least have conversation. So we do like this for sure. Why not? And look, I mean, the fact that you have Mars in Gemini for you, Libra, is happening in your 9th house of belief system. So I like that you're at least going to be holding on to what it is that you believe to be the right thing for you, and you're going to be communicating that, right? This is also in numerology connected to the Hierophant, and the Hierophant is the marriage card. So I just feel like all of this sort of coming together, kind of equating to this idea of cooperation and moderation and reconciliation and healing. Lots of angelic guidance here. A new level of trust and patient cooperation can be had here, especially if you've had a really difficult time. I do like this for you. And again, this doesn't only have to be like your marriage or your relationship might be kind of fine and besides the point. This could be resonating with you as a family connection, any sort of soul connection, right? A business partnership, anything like that. But I do feel like when the crowning energy here is the moon. So I definitely feel like there's stuff here that you're not happy with right now that's been going on, but there is this need for tempering. It's not that you don't want to be in something, it's that you feel like whatever it is that you're in, it's either hurtful to you. The moon tells me that you've been very disappointed, confused, disappointed, let down, a lack of trust. Just feeling this lack of trust that the relationship could actually even work out, If this has to do with a business partnership, you might end up achieving a goal together, but ultimately feel like it wasn't even worth the effort. And then emotions end up running high with either colleagues or your business partner, whatever, and you feel like you need to protect yourself from the negativity. Even if money matters is stable, right? You're in the space of just wanting more than just a paycheck. If it has to just do with like a business partnership, like the money, but it has to do with relationship. It's feeling really up to this point like you're just not sure if the whole thing is able to work out. What I like about that, because right here, this middle section here, this is the situation. So again, what I do like is that there's at least going to be conversation. I don't see this being the kind of thing where there could be a lot of elevated voices. There could be a lot of drama, of course, because it's full moon energy. Okay, it's part of the process. But I do feel like, because the moon is emotions, it's what you're feeling underneath the surface. And I feel like a lot of you, without even really disclosing it, are really thinking about a new path for yourself, regardless of what ends up being disclosed here. You might be staying in a situation right now to wait and see. But I feel like, I can't help but feel like, and I don't want to take away from any of the positivity here. I'm certainly not being negative. I'm just reading the cards. To have the moon is the crowning, the best to be achieved is the crowning, what the crowning also means. So it's this idea of this disappointment, you know. The foundation right now, we have the Queen of Pentacles. So there might be this idea, maybe there's this, maybe there are children involved, or maybe you're not sure if you want to leave a relationship because you have children or because you want to have children. Because there's a fertility energy here, right? This also indicates like marriage or money coming to those of you who are coupled, good financial management, or at least discussion of financial management if things aren't going well in that area right now. Discussions. I feel like the Temperance energy is going to be discussing all of this. You're going to be talking about, what is your sex life like? What are finances looking like? You know, where are you on this? Are you on the same page regarding what goes on with your children, having more children, all of that, okay? Having all of that important conversation. But I see, Libra, I see you sitting here as the Queen of Pentacles, like almost with like, and I hope you understand what I'm saying, but like almost with like a checklist where it's like, you know exactly what matters to you, and you have been dealing with something for quite a long time, what the cardinal signs have been, and you're just like, look, I am not willing to stay unless, you know, one of the men, I'm just giving some examples, like, we're not going to work out if you don't want to get married. We're not going to work out if you don't want to have a baby. We're not going to work out if you continue to be irresponsible with money. We're not going, you know what I mean? And you just being like very sort of boom, 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 understanding this. We have the building blocks energy. So you understanding that A plus B leads to C, right? You understand that. And this is something that needs to be worked on right now. So you might even be in a situation where almost like your relationship literally needs to get pulled back to zero and like, you know, rebuild with a stronger, better foundation than where you guys are at right now, you know? And the thing is, what's motivating you is I feel like you guys feel like family. Tribe is family, like you're my people. But it's, you know, what's, I'm getting a very like, it's like sad, frustrated, and confusing energy right now. Because it's like, you're my people and I want to be with you, but damn it, why can't you get your act together kind of thing is what I'm feeling. Either they're saying this to you or you're saying this to them, but then we have a leg up. I don't know, you going to therapy? You reaching out to family members? Really good energy to reach out for help, my guys here. Really, really good. I can't emphasize that enough. With the way Saturn is trining the nodes, Mars is conjuncting the North Node, Saturn, the way it's harmonizing with the Sun and the Moon, and Saturn's like our grandfather or the wise one, right? So great energy to get some help from somebody for sure. Now, the leg up, Saturn energy could also be a really good lawyer or getting some help from family right now. So I want to just kind of play it on the other side of all of this, because not everybody's going to be in a situation where you feel like it's worth fixing or it's even healthy for you to try to fix something, whoever you're in this connection with, right? Because you recognize that things need to be rebuilt, but you're really not having a lot of faith beyond this conversation that you're not going to end up being disappointed again. So a lot of you may be in this space of tribe and leg up is like, you know, really leaning on your family, them saying like, look, no matter what, I have your back, we'll help you out, you don't have to worry, that kind of thing. So there's a couple of ways that the tribe energy can manifest here. Right now we have the Nine of Pentacles energy. I mean, look, this is a very independent endeavor kind of energy, keeping it real. But, you know, this is financial rewards for your efforts, you know, really doing some solid work on yourself and really being very like deeply, profoundly honest with yourself about what it is that you want, and feeling very ready, feeling super ready for a very healthy connection. So only you know what kind of situation you're in, because if you know, if you're in a very toxic situation, if you're dealing with a narcissist right now, right, this is going to be very hard for you to integrate your body, mind, and spirit in this 9 energy of productivity to move forward. So in that case, you may be in a space where you're recognizing that you know the building blocks in this particular connection have so many challenges, and you've been so disappointed, and you really just don't believe that the positive conversations that happen have long-lasting durability. You know, where it's they won't end up being more talk and than anything, and not having the follow through, where you're very much leaning on family and friends, and you're getting help in whatever way that you need. Now, the energy that's external to you, that's impacting you, we have the 5 of Cups in reverse, and this is about moving on from something, and forgiving, recovering from something, being like recovering from a pain. It does seem like that may have gone on, that may be going on here actively right now. See, what I like about this is, even for those of you who might be going through challenge in this area, you have so much support, which is really, really nice. Now, your challenge is the Page of Pentacles. So, I mean, this could be, especially for those of you who maybe have children, right? This could be being very concerned about the idea of, I feel like some of you may not want to leave something because you're thinking about having children, and you're like, oh, my biological clock is ticking. Some of you may be in that space. Some of you may be very concerned about your children leaving, and how are they going to be okay. Some of you may be having some issues with your children, or their children might be an issue. Somebody might be having issues in school, or with drugs, or something like that, some sort of problem with children in that way, right? That could be serving as a block as well. But yeah, I mean, also it's just about this feeling that this connection can be successful. At the end of the day, it's the Hermit energy in the near future. Hermit is Virgo, and Virgo is all about solving problems, really is very much problem-solving energy. So you being in this space of maybe going it alone for a minute, right? Because whatever you were in up to this point hasn't really been meant for you. It's time to work on yourself and think about all of the experiences that you had in this situation, and not only this relationship, but other relationships, right? If you're dealing with, and even business partnerships as well. And if it has to do with like just jobs in general, people that you work closely with, if you're feeling like things are falling apart, why did they fall apart? Look for the patterns here, right? So you don't repeat them in the future. Right? This is just an energy where it's time to invest more energy and work, right, into bringing out solutions in your life. Now, some of you, because it would be ridiculous to say that all of you, like, nobody's working out their relationship, but you're the only one who would know that, right? General message. If you're in a relationship and you know that you really want it to work, and ultimately they do too, it's going to take a new level of effort with this Hermit energy for you to be able to work it out. And at the end of the day, you have to ask yourself if you resonate with needing to put in that level of work. Marriage is hard. It's not easy. It's very hard. And it could really go against our grain a good amount of the time, right? So recognizing that, and are you up for it? But the outcome does indicate beautiful energy, the star, hope, inspiration, a change for the better after a difficult time. Very nice outcome energy. It does indicate that you're destined to be with somebody. This is excellent for finances. If finances have been an issue in this dynamic, work you do begins to pay off. This could indicate money coming in. You might be guided to even begin a new business, or realize that you had some sort of hidden talent that you could put to good use, that you could end up making money on, if money, again, has been an issue here. But the star really is about the blessing of the seven sisters and there being this idea of healing. But I don't feel like you're going to be going through this alone. I feel like because we have tribe as the center energy here, I feel like there's going to be a lot of help. Whether it's a therapist, whether it's family members, whatever the case is. Whether you guys are staying together and figuring out how to fix things. Isn't that interesting? Look at what we got. Step out of your comfort zone. It's exactly what I said with the Hermit energy for those of you who are going to be trying to work out relationship. It's not going to be comfortable. The Hermit energy is not comfortable. When you're in a relationship, it's like doing what you just don't feel like. It kind of just goes against your grain. It's time to take action. New moon in Aries. Look at that. Yeah. So it's time to take action and do something different if you want the relationship to work. If you don't want the relationship to work, guys, I still feel like things are going to end up going well. And I'm not saying that to just be like, those of you who've been watching me know I don't go that way anyway. Like, I'm just very honest about the energies. To get the Hermit and then the Star, there's a lot of self-reflection happening in the Hermit energy. And then the Star could certainly indicate you realizing that you belong with somebody. So this can indicate somebody new. You realizing that, in fact, you belong with, it doesn't mean it doesn't have to even be your partner. This could also be an epiphany that you suddenly realize that you belong. Let's say you're in business with somebody. You're realizing that you actually want to do this whole other thing. You know, and just kind of going off in a different direction and it being very, very healing for you. Being very, very healing. So, I mean, I like it. I do like it. Some of you, you know, too, just with this Mars and Gemini until the 3rd week in your 9th house, some of you might be like, I want to go back to school. I want to learn something new. I want to, you know, grow my business. You know, the 9th house is also advertising and marketing, and you know, so having a lot of focus on all of these different areas in your life and it ending up affecting your relationship axis. Some of you don't be surprised if you find yourself almost like hiding in work, right, as a way to avoid what's going on within your relationship. I mean, this can definitely happen, especially when we have this beautiful energy in the 1st house. This is what can happen if things are in a weird space right now, for sure. All right, my friends, that is what I have for you. I hope this was helpful in some way. Thank you so much for joining me. See you next time. Bye-bye.